So in order to foster innovation, ideas have to be what counts, not hierarchy. So the relationship between resilience and purpose is something that I really learned a huge amount about when we rode across the Pacific, because I think if you manage to pin down your why and you have a very good reason why, then the how is easy to work out. It becomes very difficult to beat somebody who has such a strong purpose for doing what they're doing. So it's important that we make sure that our motivations are aligned with what we're doing, so that it's not just what makes us tick, but also some wider purpose to what we're doing other than something that will be beneficial for ourselves. And when that why is really, really strong, then your mental resilience and your ability to persevere through anything is just unbreakable. So my general outlook of life is to live it to the fullest. And I don't necessarily think about going out to take risks, but as soon as we leave the house, there are more risks. And whenever we go into an adventurous setting, undoubtedly the risks can be more. But what I think is also part of the fun of adventures is the preparation and the training in order to mitigate those risks and be prepared for them, because that can actually be quite fun to go out into an environment that we know could be potentially risky, but go prepared so that we know what to do when occurrences happen. And that's part of the enjoyment of the adventures, is not taking crazy risks that we can't handle, but to be prepared for those risks. So one of the keys about keeping people engaged is to keep their emotions going around like a roller coaster. So, you bring them up to an exciting level, but they can only stay there for so long. And then you've got to get into the more thoughtful, pensive stuff, and then you move them over here, move them over there. So when we're creating our videos in the edit room, we're constantly looking at right, how long have we kept that mood for? Is it too long? Do we need to switch it up? Do we need a montage there to raise the energy? So it's about moving people's energy along a roller coaster to keep them entertained. And then, a story is much more than a beginning, a middle, and an end. There's a story archetype that all films and TV shows follow, and we follow it in our edit room when we're looking at how we can build the story. And it starts off with establishing the normal circumstance of the people in the environment and creating those characters. Then there's a point where there's a call to adventure, there's a midpoint, there's then the sort of final push and the last bit of the challenge, and then finally you come back to the new normal, which is the normal world again, but there's been a change due to the journey that the characters have gone on. And it's key to show that there was a before and an after, and that journey has led them to a new normal. So in order to foster innovation, ideas have to be what counts, not hierarchy. And if people's ideas are accepted and taken on, then people are going to be willing to share their ideas and to contribute. But if the ideas are only taken by the person with the most seniority, then people don't really feel the value of contributing ideas, and it doesn't create a culture of sharing ideas. And I think in order to create that environment where people are willing to and are being creative and sharing their creativity, then those have to be rewarded. And when new ideas are actually taken on, then people are actually rewarded in some way. So it's not just accepting people's willingness to give ideas, but also when those ideas are implemented, because of course not all good ideas can be implemented, and not all ideas are good ideas, but those that end up becoming implemented can then actually, the people who contributed them can then be rewarded for those. So there are some universal lessons that can be drawn from this scenario that we were in, of 4 people on a small boat rowing for 39 days across the Pacific Ocean, and how that relates to teamwork and leadership, because it was such a real stripped down example of teamwork. And that can be applied to business, to sports teams, and really across the board. So it's really quite universal. But there was also some very deep lessons about gratitude that could only really be learnt from such a harsh scenario of being secluded from any communication with the outside world, no toilet, no shower, no bed even, really stripped down to your bare basics. You have a lot of time to think about what's important to you and what's not. And then the realization of how much we appreciate the things that are important to us. And that gratitude is a fantastic quality for being a better leader, being a better friend, being a better husband or wife, or a co-worker, or really just a better human. So those lessons of gratitude are key. And then I always leave people with just a thought about incorporating adventure into your day, not your daily routine, but your weekly routine. The same way that fitness and exercise is maybe something that we should incorporate daily or every other day to keep us fit and healthy for the long run and to have longevity. I feel that in order to have a clear mind, be able to appreciate the people around you and the environment we're in, to go out and have an adventure, no matter how big or small, can really be a very cleansing experience. And it's something that I like to leave people with, to add that into their weekly routine.